Welcome back to Applied Library, the channel where we explore timeless books and powerful ideas and translate them into insights you can actually apply in your life. Today's episode explores a provocative and slightly mysterious book by Stuart Wilde. It's called The Trick to Money is Having Some. At first glance, the title sounds almost sarcastic. Of course, the trick to money is having some, right? It almost feels like a joke, but Stuart Wilde wasn't joking. Behind that simple sentence lies a surprisingly deep insight about psychology, energy, confidence, and the invisible forces that shape financial success. In this episode, we're going to explore the deeper philosophy behind Wilde's idea. Not just how money works on the outside, but how our relationship with money quietly shapes the opportunities that appear in our lives. So take a moment, relax, and let's explore one of the most unusual perspectives on wealth ever written. Stuart Wilde begins with an observation that many people secretly recognize. Money seems to behave strangely. People who already have money often find it easier to make more. Meanwhile, those who struggle financially often find themselves stuck in cycles that seem almost impossible to escape. This isn't just about bank accounts, it's about something more subtle. Confidence, freedom, and the psychological space that money creates. Wilde argues that money doesn't only change what you can buy, it changes how you think. When someone has even a small financial cushion, something shifts internally. They become calmer. They take smarter risks. They negotiate better. They think long-term instead of short-term. And suddenly opportunities appear that were invisible before. This is what Wilde means when he says, the trick to money is having some. Not because money magically multiplies, but because having a little money changes the state of mind from which you operate. Imagine two people walking into the same opportunity. One person is desperate for money, bills are piling up, rent is due, every decision feels heavy. The second person has a small cushion. They are not rich, but they are not desperate either. Now imagine both people negotiating a deal. Who do you think has the advantage? The desperate person needs the deal to survive. The calm person can walk away. And that ability to walk away changes everything. The calm person negotiates better. They say no more easily. They protect their time and their value. And ironically, that relaxed confidence often attracts better opportunities. This is the paradox Wilde wanted people to understand. Money itself is not just a tool. It's also psychological leverage. One of the most unusual ideas in the book is Wilde's belief that money behaves like a kind of energy. Not in a mystical sense necessarily, but in the way it flows through human systems. Think about how people react to confidence. When someone speaks with certainty, others naturally trust them more. When someone feels worthy of success, they tend to present themselves differently. They hold themselves differently. They think bigger. They act faster. And people around them feel that energy. Wilde believed that money often follows this energetic pattern. People who feel abundant tend to make decisions that reinforce abundance. People who feel scarce tend to make decisions that reinforce scarcity. And over time, those patterns compound. One of the deeper themes in Wilde's philosophy is identity. Most people don't just lack money. They carry an identity around money. Some people see themselves as lucky. Others see themselves as unlucky. Some believe they are good with money. Others believe they are terrible with it. And those identities quietly shape behavior. Someone who believes they are bad with money might avoid investing. They might avoid negotiations. They might avoid financial opportunities altogether. Meanwhile, someone who believes they are naturally prosperous behaves differently. They expect money to flow. They look for opportunities. They experiment more. They recover faster from setbacks. Over time, Those small differences create massive financial divergence. Wilde's message was simple but powerful. If you want different financial results, you may need to adopt a different financial identity. Another core idea Wilde emphasizes is that money works better when it feels like a game rather than a struggle. Many people approach money with stress and fear. Every decision becomes emotional. Every loss feels catastrophic. But people who succeed financially often approach money differently. They treat it more like a strategic game. They experiment. They try ideas. Some work. Some fail. But they keep playing. Because games involve risk. Games involve learning, and games involve iteration. When money becomes a rigid emotional struggle, people freeze. They become afraid to act. But when money becomes a game, creativity returns. There's another paradox Wilde highlights. People who are overly attached to money often struggle to make it. Why? Because attachment creates pressure. Pressure leads to poor decisions. Desperation leads to bad negotiations. Meanwhile, people who are less emotionally attached often perform better financially. They can take risks without panic. They can wait for better opportunities. They can walk away from bad deals. In other words, they are not controlled by money. And strangely enough, that freedom often attracts more of it. Think of money as a feedback loop. A small amount of financial success creates confidence. Confidence improves decisions. Better decisions create more success, and the loop continues. But the opposite loop also exists. Financial stress creates fear. Fear leads to cautious or reactive decisions. Those decisions reduce opportunity, and the loop continues downward. Wilde's idea was not that money magically appears. His idea was that breaking the scarcity loop is essential. Sometimes that begins with something small. Saving a little money. Creating a small cushion. Developing a sense of financial control. That small change can create a psychological shift, and that shift can alter the trajectory of a life. If Wilde's ideas are true, an obvious question appears. Why don't more people change their financial mindset? The answer lies in habits and conditioning. Many of us grew up hearing messages about money that shaped our beliefs. Money is hard to earn. Money is stressful. Rich people are greedy. Money corrupts. These ideas become deeply embedded in our psychology. Even if we consciously want wealth, our subconscious beliefs may resist it. Wilde believed that part of financial growth involves reprogramming those beliefs. Not through blind optimism, but through conscious awareness. Recognizing which ideas about money actually serve us, and which ones quietly sabotage us. Another powerful insight from the book involves how we price our work. Many people undervalue themselves. They charge less than they deserve. They hesitate to ask for raises. They accept unfavorable deals. Often this happens because of insecurity. But Wilde believed that undervaluing your work creates a strange signal to the world. It communicates that your value is low, and markets tend to respond accordingly. People who charge confidently for their work send a different signal. They project competence. They project authority. And that projection influences how others perceive them. In many cases, raising your prices does more than increase income. It transforms how others see your expertise. Interestingly, Wilde wasn't obsessed with luxury or material excess. For him, the real value of money was freedom. Freedom to say no. Freedom to walk away. Freedom to choose meaningful work. Money becomes powerful when it gives you time and independence, not when it traps you in endless consumption. This perspective reframes wealth entirely. Instead of chasing status, wealth becomes about creating space in your life. Space to think, space to explore, space to create. And that kind of freedom often leads to even greater opportunities. Many people hear financial advice and feel overwhelmed. They imagine wealth as something distant or unattainable. But Wilde emphasized something simple. You don't need massive wealth to begin shifting your relationship with money. Sometimes the first step is small. Saving your first $1,000, paying off a debt, learning to invest a small amount, creating a tiny buffer between you and financial stress. These small steps create a psychological breakthrough. They prove that change is possible. And once that belief appears, the game begins to change. So what is the real meaning behind Wilde's famous phrase? The trick to money is having some. It doesn't mean money magically multiplies. It means that having even a small amount of financial security changes the way you move through the world. You become calmer. You become clearer. You become more selective. You negotiate better. You recognize opportunity sooner. In other words, money doesn't just change your bank account. It changes your state of mind. And that state of mind influences everything else. If you pause and think about your own relationship with money, you might notice patterns. Moments where fear influenced decisions. Moments where confidence opened doors. Moments where scarcity thinking limited possibilities. And moments where abundance thinking created momentum. These patterns shape our lives more than we realize. Wilde's message was not that money solves everything. His message was that our internal relationship with money matters more than we think. And by shifting that relationship, we can begin to change the trajectory of our financial future. Stuart Wilde's ideas are unconventional, sometimes humorous, sometimes controversial, but they invite us to look at money in a different way. Not just as numbers in a bank account, but as a reflection of mindset, identity, and energy. And perhaps the most powerful lesson from this book is simple. Financial change often begins internally before it appears externally. A new identity, a new belief, a new relationship with opportunity. From that place, a different future can emerge. Thank you for listening. Thank you for spending this time with Applied Library. If you enjoyed this episode and found value in these ideas, consider subscribing to the channel so you don't miss future explorations of powerful books and timeless wisdom. And if this episode sparked a new perspective for you, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. Your reflections often lead to deeper conversations that help everyone in the community grow. Until next time, keep learning, keep questioning, and keep applying wisdom to your life. This is Applied Library.